Welcome to the Smorgasbord Podcast, episode 47, where we talk about a variety of different topics, uncensored, unedited, and unfiltered. Uh, we're back with Derek. You've been back. You've been gone since episode 14, and
Good Lord.
yeah, you've been here. You've been gone for a while, and your face looks a lot better since last time. Last time
Yeah,
last time,
I had a situation.
yeah, yeah. You feel
Mm,
it looks good. It's good though.
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Well, today's topic we're talking about colorism. And before I tell my story of this recent situation, Derek is tell us a time, any story, it doesn't matter. A story that you've had to experience like, through your life about colorism, because it's obviously a very touchy topic
When you talk about colorism, on what end?
in terms of you being discriminated against, like in terms of like because of like you're not black enough, how you act or something,
Okay,
or
so
not
we're
fitting into.
talking about colorism on black,
Yes,
not opposites or different.
yes, because before I tell the
Yeah.
situation that happened to me, I want to hear like, because from the adult
Okay.
perspective.
Well, shoot, I quote unquote never been black enough. Because I don't fall into the I don't fall into a stereotype of what type of music. I'm 6'2",
Mhm.
so and I don't play basketball. And it was like, you don't play basketball? What? Oh, you sure you black? Like, excuse me? I don't like sports. Like, how about that? With those particular ones. And, I used to hear that a lot. I didn't care for a lot of the certain type of rap music,
Mhm.
more house head. And I used to listen to a lot of MTV, which back in the day was like Europe, bass, like rock music. Like I listen to rock music. So when I play rock music just as loud as the hip hop, they would just say, "Yo, that's that white stuff. So don't play that. Don't play that around here. We don't play that around here." And I heard that in my house. I was real light when I was younger, so uh, people thought I was something else.
Mhm.
And I said, no, I'm just a person from Earth, like trying to live my life. A lot of negativity and stuff I got was pretty much from the same race.
Mhm.
Um,
Do you remember your first, like how old you were the first time you encountered something like colorism like that? Like the first time, like, or like the first remarks you remember the earliest?
yeah, well, yeah, it was that. I was probably like 9, 10 years old. And I walked outside with like flip-flops on, which is funny because everybody does it today.
Hmm.
But back then it was like, where are you from? California? Where are you really from? I'm like, nah, I'm from here. You know, uh, I'm from Jersey, so Jersey was a little harsh around, a little rough around the edges. Timberland boots. Anybody remember Timberland boots and big old puffy coats for no reason? Construction boots. Nobody doing anything constructive. Like what? Yeah. So from then, I mean, even now, I was told that I would end up dating somebody not black
Hmm.
just because I might speak a little clearer than some, or there's choices I want to make to not, uh, like, I have no desire to stay in any type of hood environment because I think it's dangerous and I think it's unnecessary and I think it's unproductive.
Hmm.
And it was, I told them I never want to go back. I never want to go back where I grew up because of those reasons.
Hmm.
And I was told it was just looking like, oh, you want to be, you want to be white or you want to be around white folks. And I said, nah, I just want to live my life and I want to be safe. And if that's what you think black is, then I don't want to be that particular black because I have a thing where I say, every other race has a separation.
Hmm.
They say this is the ones that's actually being productive, or this is the ones that will call, and they will say like redneck
Hmm.
people that's in corporate environments and stuff say we don't mess with rednecks, or a redneck would say I'm a redneck, and I don't do those things. They have it in a black community where it's kind of, they say, the N word, and they say it's a term of endearment, but I was
Yeah.
like, no, it stands for ignorance. And
Mm,
anybody can be ignorant, including yourselves. It's not a term of endearment, and I'm also not ignorant. So I am not one of those people,
mm,
and I don't associate with those people. I don't care what color you are.
mm,
I'm not that. So I'm over here. And if that's what you want to be, then I'm not you. We got the same, pigmentation, but I'm not you.
mm,
And if that doesn't make me black enough because I won't accept ignorance, so be it.
mm. Yeah, that's completely fair. And that's a good point because the story I'm going to tell people, I told you, like, so basically the cliff notes of it, where it's basically,
Yeah.
I follow boxing. I talked about it a lot on here too.
Mm.
The Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight three. I think Tyson Fury's gonna win. They up the
He might win. He might
based
win.
on how the second fight has gone, he outboxed him the first, and it was a ass kicking with
Mm.
gloves on, essentially. If you anyway, you don't have to be a boxing historian to know that. Just go look it up on YouTube, and it's just demolition from start to finish.
Mm.
So, it's like PBC Boxing uploads this video of Deontay Wilder hitting the pads, and I'm looking at it as someone who actually tries to watch boxing and actually, does it in my spare time. Um,
I seen you actually getting a lot better, so
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I've been
We
working
gotta take the gloves out. We
on it. He wants to fight me because if I get taller than him or gets to his height, he wants to fight me.
It's going down. Anyway, carry on. Carry
So I have screenshots on my phone. If I can figure out how to edit, I'll
on.
try to post them on the screen. If not, I'm going to read them word for word. This is not all I said. And I was the first person to see this. I was like literally first comment,
Okay.
and I said, "This is literally nothing new. Tyson is going to pick him apart." I'm going to read it again. There is literally nothing new. Tyson is going to pick him apart. That is all I said.
Mm.
And the amount of people attacking me, because you have people who are like, I disagree because, I like him more, just bias, and that's fine. I have no issue. That's again, at the end of the day, I had no issue with any of these comments.
Right.
It's just a matter of your opinion and how you believe. If you think Johnson's going to win, more power to you. If you
Absolutely.
think Tyson's going to win, more power to you. I think Tyson's going to win. But what's not okay is what happened, and you had a plethora of black people uh, bringing in race to a topic that did not include it. We have the first comment I got was this guy, random adult, and they all know him because these all these accounts are private, and my account is
Oh, he's
public.
a online gangster.
Yeah, all the online gangsters. It's multiple, but we'll get to one specific one that's our favorite. We love this guy. So the first guy, this is a grown man. He just says, "Cut your dreads. You not even into your roots like you betray." Two things. It's portray, because he can't.
What did he put?
He put
He
betray.
put would it be?
No, betray, not
Carry on.
portray.
Carry
Yeah, so kind of messed up there. And also, again, attacking me over my hair when literally all I said was boxing.
on. What your hair have to do with anything?
Absolutely
Your hair
nothing.
grows out of your head, and what did that have to do with you becoming a culture? Because yeah.
No, like he meant like portray. I think he meant to say portray.
Well, I mean, sure, that's what he might meant.
I don't know. He might be stupid. I don't know. He's
Yeah, I'm
dumb,
not gonna. I'm
clearly.
not. I'm not gonna. Well, actually, it's funny. Even where people say dumb, dumb means mute because it means you should not be speaking,
Hmm. Well, he
and
definitely should not
and
be.
and which is what dumb means. It actually
Hmm.
means mute
Hmm.
for most people that don't know, and they use it all the time.
Hmm.
Um, and to say you should cut your locks, and he says dreads because the history of dreads. You dread your hair?
No,
You dread having it?
no.
Then you have locks.
Yeah, so he called him dreads. I use
Right. So
locks.
he's going to be all politically correct and say that you're not doing something, but they don't even call them dress because of that reason. They call them locks because those are locks of separation of your hair. It has nothing to do with uh, culture anymore. It's just your hair grows, and it's locks of hair. Where did it come from? Yeah, it came from South America, Brazil. It came from Jamaica, the island, and people that probably haven't seen either place.
Yeah, yeah. So
So,
it's
what?
yeah. That's just one guy. We have a couple more. Two other accounts. One was just a straight up basketball account, which
Mhm.
just straight up called me a coon. They were creative because they put the raccoon emoji, so they wouldn't get banned from Instagram because they're
Uh,
smart. Because they're
so
smart.
you probably can't even, you probably shouldn't even say that either because I think that's a strike word.
Well, this isn't trouble of education. If I'm just yelling it, then that's when they'll
I got
flag
it.
me.
You can't say
Yeah,
it to someone, but
yeah,
even
but
if
yeah,
that,
they call me a raccoon. We'll say that.
right, yeah,
Instagram,
yeah,
please don't get rid of me.
yeah.
There were a few more. I was just saying Tyson's gonna win, lose, whatever. It's just, and then we get
Mhm.
to our favorite guy, his favorite guy, because I was showing him the screenshots. This guy, Black Grinder 1911, the Grandmaster in Business and Hustling. His words, not ours. But like,
Because the lights can't even stand the title of his name. He's the Grandmaster of what?
oh, Business and Hustling.
And he has a private. He has
Private
created a
Instagram,
private
another
business
private,
page.
a private Instagram
So
account. Another guy attacking me.
true business is actually public.
Yeah, so he's not even like I said.
So I guess that's why he has the that he's the grandmaster of hustling because he's not in business.
So, all right, he's the one that I kept going back and forth with him because the other ones I was just like, what does that have to do with boxing? And they're all like, shut up, you idiot. And I'm like, okay, whatever. They all went away. This main guy kept coming after me, you know.
The
So
grandmaster.
yeah, this is the main guy. He keeps coming after me. So he goes, black boy that wants to be white, shake my damn head. Dot dot dot. Disgusting.
So what makes you want to be white?
I don't know. I didn't even thought of it. I,
I'm just trying to see what's making you want to.
I guess I assume he looked at my page and just sees a bunch of white friends, even though I have friends from all over the place. But
So what that make you want to be white?
because Tyson, I assume because the main thing is also they have a big issue because Deontay Wilder, for those who don't follow boxing, is black. Tyson Fury is white
Ah,
from the UK. So I assume like following the better boxer who just happens to have white skin and be European. I guess that makes me wanting to be white. I
because you
assume.
look at a skill level instead of actually the color of his skin, which is what don't they most isn't BLM and everything else is the fight against because people are saying don't judge me by the content of my character, not the color of my skin. But didn't a black person just do that to you?
Yes. Yeah, this isn't the only experience.
So isn't that being a coon,
Yes.
raccoon correction?
Yes. Being
By
ignorant to the
him
N word.
calling you that, isn't that actually just what they so-called fight against?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so is you being it, or is he actually being a helper?
He's definitely being helped.
So the people that actually is against any color.
Hmm.
So good job.
Like I said, these are all the same people who would be out in those BLM protests talking about like black is beautiful and all that. And we'll get all to that. That whole thing
Hey,
happens
guess
over.
what? Your color is so if black is beautiful, let me go here. Black is beautiful, which I agree. Black is beautiful. So if somebody else is not black, are they, saying can they not say that they're beautiful?
No.
Can they not say that they're beautiful because they have what lighter skin? So
No.
they should hate themselves and they should just peel it off.
Apparently, to their logic, apparently.
There is no logic to it. There is no logic to it. It just sounds very ignorant. It sounds very
Yeah, so he's
yeah.
trying to speak like, to me, yeah, we'll get to this point. So I replied back. I said, "What does boxing have to do with my race?"
Mhm.
And he calls me and he says, "You a Sambo," is that how you pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never seen this word.
Sambo.
Sambo, Sambo. And yes, it's about boxing, but I looked at your page and you got issues, buddy. Again, my age indicates my age. My page indicates my age. They know I'm 16. It
Hmm.
says I'm 16, and they're still attacking a child.
Here's the funny thing. You know what I learned? Because I'm not 16. And when I learned that people that actually don't know how to operate in other communities and other races
Mhm.
have an issue with other communities and other races because they can't get in.
Yes.
So they have an issue with people that actually can know how to speak and communicate. I had a
It's the same thing with like rich and poor people, because they're like we should tax the rich more instead of like, and it's kind of more just busy.
it sounds like envy more than, to me.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a mixture of both.
Here's I'll go here for him because I had this situation. There was another older man coming at the young dude, and he said, "Don't talk to me like that." He said, you sound white," and I was like, excuse you?" I said, "He sounded like he read a book. You actually sound like you just got free." He sounded like he read a book. You sound like you just got free.
Mm,
So you sound more white than him because they want to go history. America is not the original language, so they learned it from people that probably didn't go to school, probably didn't have an education. They just had a plantation,
mm,
and they spoke the way they spoke.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
And they never got educated on it. So this young guy sounds like he reads. He doesn't sound white, but he sounds like he reads. But he doesn't sound like the stereotypical.
Slang.
Yeah, he didn't use slang. He didn't use any of it. But he
Mm.
just said he sounds white, and I was like, what do sound white sound like? And
Like,
he's just using
I mean,
proper. It's so
it's proper. It's
so his
education.
proper education is only white. So basically, what this guy is telling you, black people are stupid, and as long as you don't sound stupid, you're not black. So thank you for clarifying that, stupid man.
And to be clear, I didn't know what SAMBO, 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 whatever you
You know,
pronounce
it's
it.
funny because guess what? Why would that matter?
It doesn't. But I had to look it up to prove just to prove how more even more stupid than this already was.
And they
Because
say you don't know your roots. That's not my roots.
yeah, because the definition,
You know, they probably attack you on that. You don't know what Sambo is. Why should you?
yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's a touchy subject, but they make it more extra than what it has to be.
yeah, and don't worry, this is not. It's yeah, this is again. This is
But no, this again, every time they say that, thank you for letting me know that I am not ignorant.
yeah.
Because that's what they say. If you speak proper, are they saying the pictures on your pages because you can hang out in diversity and they cannot.
Mm,
So does that mean your white friends want to be black?
no, I mean that's what he's trying to say. That was a later on
But I'm
comment.
just saying, but do
Yeah,
your white friends want to be black? And if they want to be black, but they hang around, it's
yeah.
confusing because I'm looking like, well, you hang around white people, so you want to be black. So they hang around black people, so do they want to be black? Or they just actually have something to say to each other and can relate as human beings.
Mm,
So they preach up and down the street, they matter.
mm.
But you just attack somebody on an opinion and then with disrespectful
And brought it to a topic that has nothing related
because you
because
was in your feelings,
mhm,
because probably you sound stupid and people don't want to talk to you
mhm,
and you go attack a 16-year-old for those,
yeah,
for your lack of, but I don't know.
yeah. So, again, also he looks at my page and I got issues. I mean, I don't know what issues were on there. I mean,
What
that's all he said. He just said I got issues.
I guess all the black people, shout out to all the anime folks that like animes want to be Asian.
I guess so. I guess so. I guess I want to be Asian.
I guess I want to be Asian.
I guess
I
so.
like anime.
So he kept going and he kept
Naruto. I think.
and he kept going and he was just saying how like I should be proud of. And I was just like, okay, what does that mean? What does that have to do with my race? I kept bringing it back. I'm like, I'm talking about boxing here. Why do
Mm.
you keep bringing up race? And he's like, nah, well, nah, I'm just trying to help you understand that you need to be proud of your skin because
Who
your
said you
skin,
wasn't?
again. And I said, I am. What does that have to do with boxing? And then, get this guy. You not white on the outside, Oreo. Again, black and white. Here's the thing.
No one's white on it. When you say you're not white on the outside,
Oreo basically mean I'm trying to
are
be
you saying you're reverse?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm black on the outside. So yeah, and also I looked again going back to Samba, wherever you pronounce that word.
Yeah,
I had to
yeah, yeah.
Google it. I was like, what
I
the hell
got
does
you.
it
I
mean?
got you.
And that means, I guess, someone who is mixed with European and black and white. I text him like, I'm black and Puerto Rican, you idiot.
So
Yeah,
more than likely, this guy probably didn't even. Where did he grow up? Because he grew up in America.
I guess so.
What do you think he mixed with?
He has some. He's definitely got some white in him. Because especially if he lives in America, it's known as the mixing pot of the world.
What do you think?
Everybody.
What do you think he's mixed with if you're American? That's why you're an American.
Oh man, no.
Freaking the melting pot of everything.
Yeah. So like I said, so it gets to that point, and it gets really ugly, right? So anyone who follows my TikTok, and this is where I mean it's a continuation.
Mhm.
I go to my TikTok, tell this whole story, you know, with the screenshots. I show them all the pictures and everything. And, I tag, Black TikTok, all that other stuff, because I don't
Mhm.
really use it that much.
And
So,
you just want to start this conversation.
yeah, just wanted to start a conversation. I just wanted to draw people out to watch this. Just, I wanted to see who I could draw out, because I had a feeling I was going to draw out a lot of ignorant people. And
It's the fact that it has to be a black TikTok.
my point, again, point proven. Uh,
Sound like somebody say, look at me, acknowledge me.
I was begging for attention, pretty much.
Yeah. So
And,
if you was secure in your home, you wouldn't have to need it.
like I said, okay.
So carry on.
And so I brought this on TikTok, and then we ran into some more because ignorance doesn't just stay in one place. No, it's a disease. It spreads faster than COVID, and it's here. It's here too. So I tell the whole story. We get to, and this part's a little bit more like more different because it talks about how it's like how they start again making me, which is another thing biracial kids people deal with,
Yeah, that gets on my nerve. Go ahead.
having to prove one side of your family. One special person on here, still don't know who they are, because again, this is like it's just another account,
Mm-hmm.
said that I wasn't Puerto Rican. I was just black.
You know, Puerto Rican?
Okay, apparently not.
I could have sworn I met your mama.
I know.
I thought she was Puerto Rican. Dang it.
I don't. I guess I don't know who I look like yet. I'm about to get a DNA test. I don't know.
Yeah, carry
So he says that, and I'm like, okay. So I then respond,
on.
and I showed them a picture of my father
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and my mother
Mm-hmm. Which
side
I
by side.
would not have. You have nothing to.
I know, but it's to prove the point, which nothing's to be proven. I don't need to defend it because they're stupid at the end of the day. But I'll entertain the conversation for educational purposes.
For entertainment purposes, because
Definitely that.
I feel stupid about hearing the comments, but
Exactly. No, I definitely lost brain cells reading this. But but um so he that person's just like, oh, you're not Puerto Rican, you're not this and that. And I'm just like, okay, what's my mom? And she's not white because she's Puerto Rican, but she has fairer skin. So so they were trying to say like
just lighter skin.
lighter skin.
You have darker skin.
Yeah, I guess lighter skin.
Nothing for you.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. But like I said, the stupid is rubbing off on me.
Yeah.
So so she has lighter skin, and then I let them know I said she's not white, she's Puerto Rican, and all these people kept trying to say that my mom was mixed, not full on Puerto Rican. She was mixed with white
And,
and Puerto Rican.
and if she was, she's not. But if she was,
Mm,
and
yeah,
what's the point?
I'm still Puerto Rican because it's my mom. So there you have some people on here who were, to be fair, they were
So
defending
if you're
me.
not that, because you are Puerto Rican, but you're also you're an American from Africa.
Mhm.
Because I don't use African American. Because I'm just like, how do you know?
Oh my God. No. Okay, so there was good enough people who were defending me. They're just like, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, all the people who were defending me on Instagram were saying like, why are you bringing in race, about boxing and he's a kid?
Mm-hmm.
We're all white. Isn't that ironic?
No, it's not ironic. It's not ironic. You know, it was so crazy that I was in a lift and I was in there with a white gentleman, right? And we end up talking about race. and we start talking about privilege and everything else. He said, yeah. He said, what is my privilege? I said, the fact that you can walk out your door and not have to look mean, not have to be pigeonholed to listening to ignorant music, not have to actually be walked down the street and just be expected to sound ignorant. I said, those are partial of your privileges. He said, then what's yours? I said, dude, because I probably can cuss you out as far as I want to do and don't lose my job. Or I can say what I want to you, or I can just have a month. I can have a BLM. I can parade up and down the streets and say what I want to say and do what I want to do, and you can't do anything about it.
Hmm.
They're both ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're both ridiculous
Hmm.
to me. Like,
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. And, obviously, this isn't the first time you've encountered this because, again, that whole topic will go on as well. So we keep going down the comments. Then we run across this black woman. You're going to love this one. Um,
means I'm not at all.
so she goes out at her way and projects her own insecurities onto this and proceeds to call my dad a colorist
So,
by saying, quote, black men who swirl, that's the term she used,
mhm,
swirl, which means, I guess, her term race mix or whatever,
mhm.
whatever. She's like, if black men who do that hate black women and they don't like their skin, they're colorist. So your father wanted a lighter skinned baby. That's why she got with your
I
mother.
like, well, first of all, I mean, if you listen to what it says black men because black men don't use the word swirl. First of all, let's just make that clear. We don't use that. We don't even.
I haven't heard that word in a while. I'm not
What
gonna
am
lie.
I, a piece of candy? What the hell? No, we don't. So we don't use that first of all. And then when she says black men do it, but she don't correct the women that actually came up with the term swirl and have swirl pages. She don't go in there and say y'all wrong. You know what they say? Good job. So it's okay for her, but it's not okay for your father.
Pretty
Or it's
much.
not okay for you, or it's not okay for me because I guess we are darker skinned, males, and
Yeah.
we're
She's
not allowed to have a preference.
yeah, she says black men swirl because they're colorists and self-haters.
They're self-haters. So what made me hate myself because I like somebody that I'm attracted to? Where did the self-hate come from?
They're not the same skin color. They're
So where did the self-hate come from? Like,
because we don't like
okay,
ourselves apparently, so they want someone different.
I can't date myself. Unless I'm gonna walk around with a mirror, which is still a mirror, not myself. Like what? Like that's how deep the ignorant goes to say you're a self-hater just because you are attracted to somebody of a lighter color.
Mhm.
It's This stuff is stupid.
I know. At the end of the day, this is what it comes down. It comes down to
Like
stupid people still exist, and they always will. And it's sad.
what are they supposed to exist?
So we know it's smart, yes, but
Yeah, I mean, that's balance. That's your whole concept. It's just looking like you need stupid people to balance out the smart. So they have to exist and tell them, I'm sorry, all of y'all, good job. Like y'all are doing an excellent job of being dumb and ignorant.
mm,
You know.
yeah, and and again,
But
that's just
here's the thing. Where's the I haven't heard anything from the togetherness. If you're saying if they're saying to you that you are actually being a self-hater or you don't like yourself or you're confused. But what it sounds like to me is all the black people are attacking another black person. So who's the confused one? Because you saying, I'll talk to you, I'll talk to you, I'll talk to you, and I have no problem with you and your opinion of what people want to be heard on, you're allowing that to happen, but they're saying you silence yourself
mm.
because you go against my opinion.
And that's the
So now
biggest
I
thing I've
don't
always
like you.
encountered. Yeah, and that's always the biggest thing I've encountered. Because they even said it back to again the black.
So who's actually more of a They actually sound more of a race hater than you do.
And again, like I said, that whole
They
internalized race.
sound like they hate themselves more than you do
Yeah,
because they're doing the attacking on you.
yeah. So, but and it doesn't make any sense because I even told that black lady, I was like, "You sound bitter. Stop projecting your." I mean, first of all,
Wait,
I responded in the video. I was just like, I was
did
just
you say that?
yes. And I said, "You sound bitter,"
That's funny. Um,
because I was like, when I
you know I
first saw
wasn't
it,
going on that, but I'm not.
I'm sorry. She sounded bitter.
I'm not.
Black men apparently. I assume black. She got rejected. She ran into a couple
You don't have
of
to assume that and anything else. You know what? I see. That's the thing. You don't have to feed into their narrative and stuff like that. You don't have to assume anything. You don't know anything about this lady. You don't have to say anything about it. You just know what she told you and you disagree with it next.
pretty much. So yes, through two platforms, and like I said, I told Black Grinder 191.
Mhm.
God, that's a terrible name. Um, he tries to pull that whole. He tries to keep going and saying that like you want to be white so bad you even realize that they want to be you so bad, and I just said for and he has yet to respond to
Why
this
do they want to be you?
because I'm black. I don't know. They might want this N-word pass that exists. I don't know.
By the way, that's still not okay.
That's stupid. By
I
the
don't
way,
want anyone
don't do
calling me.
that.
Here's the thing. I don't care if you're black or white. Don't call me that. How about that?
Yeah.
Because black people say, oh, it's a term of endearment. I don't feel endeared by being called that. So don't call me that. Any color. Appreciate it.
Just don't,
Just don't.
just don't. End of the day, that's our word. Just end of the day, just don't,
Just don't call me that.
just don't. So, and I told him, because I called him out, he has yet to respond to this, which I think I've shut him down, and like I don't know, he's malfunctioned in his genius mind of
Grand
black
Theft Auto.
of grand
Was it
hustling
a, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, it's grand business.
and grand hustling and all righteous knowing
Yeah, he's sitting in front of a video.
modern day Malcolm X the slot is. So I told him, I said, because he was trying to do that stuff, and I said if Tyson Fury was black, he'd still whoop him because it's about boxing. I didn't bring race into this. You did. You're bringing up race into this. It has nothing to do with it because you want to try to be this fake woke Malcolm X, you know, power to the power to the people. Go back to the
Again, it
continent.
goes back to you saying power to the people, then aren't you actually disrespecting your people by disrespecting you?
Yes, like I said,
But they're supposed to be educating you, but they're calling you names.
and
And what are the sticks and stones? If you want to call names, then I'll just say sticks and stones since we're in second grade.
pretty much, pretty much, man, pretty much.
The sad day is when a 16-year-old can actually have more sense than the adults out here. It's
It is
just,
bad. It is definitely
it's
bad.
amazing.
It's definitely bad.
It's
It's getting bad.
it's sad.
But yeah, that was that's the whole thing. And right now it's still getting views. All those videos on my TikTok, it's King Bob 1092 if you want to go on there and watch them and to actually see the screenshots cuz again, I took screenshots of everything. I uploaded all of that,
Hmm.
And you can still see if you go to the post on boxing if you follow it, you probably find it still very up recent. It's still up there. All my comments are still up there. I'm like the top comment there because it was the first one. I have like over
Hmm.
100 likes, so it's going to be at the top, and you'll see it. You'll see all the responses. So none of this is made up, and I'm not skewing anything here. So yes, and um, so again, this ties back again. Like this isn't obviously my first experience with this. Like the
Hmm.
majority of my bullying
It
back
won't
in
be
middle
your
school,
last.
it will not be my last at all.
And you don't even let it phase you.
It does not. It's a good teaching point for people who are dealing with this and don't know.
What did you learn out of
Um, I learned that, again, ignorance,
it? It's a language, just like intelligence is.
the language,
And the
and
reason why
and
they
it,
don't,
and it
here's
is
the
not
reason.
biased.
No, it's a language because the reason why they don't understand you is because they don't speak an intelligent language. They only speak ignorance, and that's why you don't make sense to them, and and they don't make sense to you. Is because y'all speaking two different languages.
Hmm.
You know, just
Yeah.
like somebody can come, like Mr. Grandmaster of Hustle. Somebody say, "What's the bottom line? What's a what's a profit and loss statement?" He probably said, "Well, my bank statement is." I said, "A profit." A cash flow sheet. Like, what is a cash flow sheet? What is that? I got bank statement. I got savings account. You go in there, you say a paydex score, or you say anything like that, you be like, what's that? It's a language that they speak. So
Mm.
those people will gravitate to you because y'all speak the same language. But he say, shoot, shot, we going over here, we gonna get one, we gonna ride up on some. They understand exactly what he said. I wish they would just swallow before they speak to me because I don't understand anything they say.
I never understood the slurring thing. I don't know why it sounded like they all had a stroke at 6. For some people who try to be, I'm talking to the people who like talk like that, and then try to call out people for talking and enunciating
They don't
words.
read.
That's what I'm talking to.
They
That's
don't
what I'm
read.
talking about.
They don't read. They don't read. It goes back to that. It's really just understanding the language. And there's several languages out here that's being spoken. And
Mm.
right now, you're talking to a majority of people that do not speak your language, and that's where the lack of communication is coming from. Is because they do not speak the same language, and until they educate themselves on understanding, then they will continue to be lost
Hmm.
within their speech,
Yeah.
and they will continue to understand pretty much nothing.
Hmm. And again, personally, in my lifetime, I've experienced more racism from black people. Like even again, when I was primarily like the height of my bullying from 6th to 8th grade
Here's
was
the funny
because I'm not.
Here's the funny thing is, so I was hearing that stuff, and that actually upsets me though because I am a black-owned business, and I want to contribute to uh, other black businesses, but I end up getting to a point where I think a lot of business owners get where, yo, can I get a discount? I did this when I worked in a nightclub, right?
Yeah.
Every night I got it. People was asking me for a discount. And I got to the point where they seen it put money in my pocket and they was like, yo, let me get my money back. I said, why? They said, yo, because that's going in your pocket. I said, yeah, but I gave you a product. Oh, let me get a discount. So get discounts at the bar. It's like, why? I said, because you didn't ask for a discount from the bartender, but because you realize that it's my business, you think I owe you something. One of the biggest problems is out here is that entitlement that's being developed in the black community, and they think somebody owe them something. The world don't owe you understanding, and you don't deserve anybody else's resources that you did not work for.
Hmm.
You only deserve what you work for. If you don't do anything, put your hand back. No one owes you anything. The world gave you life, and it said, that's all I'm going to give you. The world do not owe us understanding. That's one of the first things that they need to learn. But back to when I was in a club, I put up a sign and it says, please do not ask for discounts. Signed by management. The guy said, yo, let me get a discount. I pointed to the sign. Man, bump them. They'll never know. I'm the owner. And you know what they said? Basically, they said, bump me. Lose your job for my benefit. And I've seen that over and over and over and over. My doors got kicked in, black people. My equipment got robbed, black people.
Hmm.
And I still don't hate them. I communicate and show them now. I had a young dude show up at my door. Cops told me to shoot him. I said, nah. They said, well, if you don't, they said, if you shoot, I said, well, can I shoot him in the leg? He said, no. They said, if you shoot him anywhere else, we'll arrest you. Yeah. Cop said, shoot him in the head. That young dude kicked my door in and I had a gun to his face. And I told him to go live. That was like 10 years ago. It was like 2008.
Hmm.
That boy then graduated. That boy then actually, he's like a good staple in the block. The whole block has changed over and everything else. And they told me to shoot him in the face.
Hmm.
To me, it just sounds familiar. And I actually was glad that I was able to not contribute to the ignorance
Yeah.
of the community, which it sounds like that's if they really, if anything that's coming off of here, anybody catch this, that all you're doing is actually calling you all these names and stuff, you're contributing to the downfall, you know what I'm saying, of the so-called communities.
Hmm. And like I said, like obviously, and like no matter what shade you are, you're gonna get it.
But
You
you
know, if you're
mentioned,
dark and you
yeah,
enunciate, you're not. They might actually in a way get it worse because they're again the stereotypes and expectations. If you're lighter skinned, you know all the way down to like penis size. It's gotten down to that point. If you're if you're darker skinned, you're a hood, you're rugged, you know how to fight, you have a you have a big penis. If you're light skinned, you're a F boy, you're a fuck boy, you're soft, you're a pretty boy, and you have a small penis. And it comes down to even something as true as that.
okay, so that stereotype, and first of all, online there's all kind of sites that people can look and see just a stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
They come in all sizes. People, that's what I'm talking about. People come in all sizes. But he was funny when I was just mentioning that particular story. It sounds familiar because you mentioned him and you say he was trying to be. He can't be him because Michael X actually was a criminal first.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody actually didn't kill him, and they didn't kill him, by the way, you know, let it be told that who killed Malcolm X, we all know. Uh, he was a robber. He was a thief. He was a liar first.
Mm-hmm.
And a black person came up and educated him on the other language, intelligence, and showed him a way all the way up to his life where he actually, before Malcolm X died, whether all the people that want to promote, and I am a huge Malcolm X fan, when he took that trip to Mecca, he was understood and he was about to let everybody. And he was communicating with all races. And he was proud to be who he was, but he also said, you be proud to be who you are. You know, they look at a couple of clips and stuff and say, oh, I got it. Read. And you will realize that that dude was just looking like, I don't hate nobody. Malcolm X, no, he didn't hate anyone. He didn't hate any race.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. And, and so, what do you think? Like now, the biggest like contributor to that still going on. Like, is
Yeah.
it?
Social media, regular old school TV media, people not uh, really they're not educating themselves. They're just going off of hearsay. They don't have an opinion. They
Mhm.
let everybody else give them one.
Mhm.
That is the biggest contributor of the stereotypes continuing in a negative way.
Mhm. Do you think there's any way that could be like, if there could be a solution, what do you think there is? There any? If there is, what do you think a solution would be?
You want to read in solution to what?
Solution to like how like in terms of just educating those people and getting rid of like obviously we'll never get rid of, but like reducing it and like bringing more to common sense to people about topics like this and racism and all of that.
Colorism and racism, right?
Mhm.
Stop talking about it. Stop making it a big deal. Stop calling people supreme. Stop calling another human supreme. Another human's another human, just like you. They ain't better than you, and you ain't better than them. Keep it simple. They work just like you do. What makes you so big? What makes you so better? What makes you so special?
Mhm.
Too many people had a voice that ain't do nothing and didn't do anything to deserve it. Social media gave too many people that never worked for anything a voice to actually influence other people.
Mhm.
You want it to go away? Stop making it a thing.
Okay. Do you think people? How long do you think it will take people to understand that? How simple that
Racism will
is?
never go away
Mm-hmm.
because, again, ignorance will never go away.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I have to contribute to it? Do you have to contribute to it? No.
Mm-hmm.
Would it ever go anywhere? No. They have to exist.
Mm-hmm.
They have to exist. That's how intelligence stays existing. you know. But that's it. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
When people say that, oh, I think, hey, what do you think about this? And that white man said this, or bye. I don't have time for it. I
Mm-hmm.
literally, when somebody says I don't have time to something, if I see that there is a fight happening down the street and I'm late for $1 million meeting, do I'm going to go to the fight or am I going and miss the meeting, or am I going to go to the meeting and avoid possibly getting shot?
Mm-hmm.
That's what people really mean. I don't have time for BS. This right here, I mean, I know you're addressing it for a reason. I don't have time for stuff like this because I actually have better things to do with my life.
Yeah.
And so do the people around me have better do, and all colors, by the way, have better things to do with their time. I give you $1 million right now if you can give me one thing back. The 5 minutes it took me to read those bullcrap comments. I can't never get that time back. So you're wasting time, and that's something that you can't get back on something that's pointless in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
When did it go away? Stop talking about
When was the last time you think your most recent time you dealt with colorism from like anybody?
it. I did every day. I because of my hair, because of this, until someone speaks to me. But it's funny because again, I get it from both colors. I get it from white, I get it from black. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so I might pull up in my car or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, snap!" You know, every day, every day. The
Do you
last
think
time
it's
was
talked enough? Or talked about enough? Like on the
I
same
think it's
level?
over. I think it's over talked about, but I think the reason why I say don't talk about it because everybody's saying all of they're saying their opinions, they're saying their feelings. If nobody once it be stop becoming a big topic, then the healing can start, the understanding can start, the communication can start. But as long as you keep saying, "Well, I don't like you, and you should do this, and you should do that," nothing, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
This might not even make any sense to people online, but go ahead.
No, but it makes sense, and I think it's just a bigger message of just understanding that the basically priorities and
Mhm.
doing priorities of what you really are focusing on and what you need to do.
That's it. That's it. That's all any of us can do is just keep focusing on what we have, which is ourselves. Our competition is ourselves, but also our biggest hindrance is ourselves, because
Mm-hmm.
there is no other man stopping you from doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood that. They ain't letting you do this. Don't you got a job? Yeah, they ain't letting me do this. Don't you have a car? Yeah, don't you have a business? Yeah, ain't you? I said, I hear that they saying that people, other races are stopping this and doing that. You because you trying to be this. Seem like I can go and get what I need to get when I need to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I got a illegal gun on me, or I'm walking up in to somebody's bank that don't know me from Adam and be like, "Yeah, give me some money." Why would I do that? Because I need some. Do you have documents? No. You have a job? No. Why would I do that? Oh, you don't like the color of my skin. No, sir, you actually don't have the requirements to get something from me. Yes, man. That's off topic, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good. I think it's a good place to stop. It's definitely a good thing. Thank you for coming back on. Hopefully, we won't have you wait 30 plus
I know,
episodes.
right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm a little clearer on the next one.
Yeah.
Cause you caught me off guard with this one. I was like, you
Like
know,
I said, like I
I was
said,
like, I was like,
this was out of the blue because I was planning the film. I was just like, who, like, I was just like, I had to call you and be like, obviously this is last minute, but like I said, this was out of the blue. This is just
yeah.
something random that happened.
Well, like I said, if they say you ain't black enough, then I'm not black at all. Then you ain't black enough. I ain't black at all.
Oh man, yeah. No,
Because I don't like
just be you,
I
people.
don't like none of the stuff that's going on like that. So
Yeah,
whatever.
pretty much.
But anybody want to come and try to prove it
Yeah,
though? We can do that.
comment, comment.
Comments.
If you want to be on the show and talk about your opinion, your experience,
Yeah,
whatever,
we
just
can
come.
get it done.
Definitely, just message again. Stay safe. Love y'all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.